Today is day one of starting a sourdough starter from scratch. We have a container that's about a quart. I'll use plastic or glass, not metal. And on the first day, all we're going to do is combine a half a cup of water with a half a cup of flour, all-purpose flour. Cup flour. Half a cup of water. I'm using bottled water because you know what you're getting. Mix it very well. Mix it till it's smooth. Get in the habit of setting your rubber band to the level of the starter. Cover it with paper towel or cheesecloth so the air can get in there to it. That's it for day one. Day two of our sourdough starter assembly. You'll notice some separation. Stir it up good. And we're going to add 1/3 cup flour and 1/3 cup water. Flour. Water. It's the end of day two. Day three of our sourdough starter. We're getting close to a quantity we want to keep on hand, so today we'll be pouring some off. I think we'll pour off about 1/3 of a cup. Thickening up. Right down the sink. And then we'll add in 1/3 of a cup of water and 1/3 of a cup of flour. 1/3 of a cup of water. A cup of flour, and mix her up. 3. Today is day 4 of the sourdough routine. It's going to be more of the same. The only difference is we're starting to get a little too much here, so we're going to be pouring off a little bit more. Get it stirred up here a little bit. We're going to pour off a half a cup. Right into the sink. And we're going to replace a third of a cup of each. Third of a cup of flour. Third of a cup of water. I'm going to go a little bit scant on the water today, just so that it doesn't get too thin. And we'll stir this guy up. Clean up the edges a little bit. Set our rubber band. Yeah, it's in pretty good shape. And done for day 4. Day 5 on our sourdough starter. Today will be the same program as yesterday. We'll be pouring off a half cup of the starter and replacing about a third of a cup. We may go a little bit heavy on the flour today. The starter's a little bit thin. Pour off a half a cup. Right to the sink. And we're going to making a heaping third today. And a scant third of water. Mix it up good. And we're good to go for another day. Day 6. We're getting there. Same program today as yesterday. We're going to pour off a half a cup and add approximately a third of a cup of each. We're going to go a little heavier on the flour again today. The starter is still pretty thin. I'm going to add just a touch more flour. Okay. Day 6 is done. We are on day 7. Here we go. Same program as yesterday. Pouring off a 1/2 cup. That's better. We'll be adding a 1/3 cup. A little hefty. And a 1/3 cup of water, another scant 1/3. We'll keep it a little thicker. That's it, that's all. You guessed it, more of the same on day 8. That's it for day 8. Pretty sure this is day number 9. Same program as yesterday and the day before. That's it. We'll keep an eye on it today. We should start seeing some growth here pretty quick. More of the same today. I think this is day 10. Pouring off a 1/2. Replacing a 1/3. Plus a little. Plus a little more. And a 1/3 of water. Done for another day. And again, we'll keep an eye on it today. Start seeing some growth anytime now.
Well, it looks to me like we're starting to see a little activity here. From here on out, we should see a little growth every day as we feed it.
Day 11, and we're starting to see some progress here. I know, finally. With a little bubbly on top, nice and thick. Knock it down a little bit. Still want to continue with the same program. I'm pouring a little off and feeding it. That's what feeding is all about. Pour off a little shy of half. And we'll replace it with a heaping third. Plus a touch. And a little scant on the third of water. Consistency now is like a pancake batter. If yours isn't quite this thick, just add a little bit more flour. If it's thicker than that, add a little bit more water. And we'll see how she does today. Here we are at day 12, and we're definitely seeing some activity here. We'll just keep doing what we're doing. Looks good. Day number 12. More of the same. Half a cup discard. Third of a cup. Scant third. Watch your rise. Day 13, if I'm not mistaken. and we're going to take the next step today. Since we have some growth going with our starter, we're going to clean it up a little bit and go to the weighing method rather than the cups and whatnot. So first thing we're going to do is get this stirred up. And we're going to see how much we have here. I'm using grams on the scale. I tend to use grams because it's a little more accurate. Put our container on, zero it out, and let's see how much we have. Call it 295. And we're going to clean this out. Okay, we have our container all cleaned out here. And I should note on my containers that I have starter or use for starter, I always weigh the container with a rubber band on here. This one is 69 grams. That way, if I can weigh this and subtract 69 and know how much starter I have in the container. So we had 295 of our starter. I think what we're going to work with is 150 of the starter, and then we'll put in 75 grams each of water and flour. So we want 150 grams of our starter. I try to be as accurate as possible. Okay, there's 150 grams. Now we want twice this weight when we're finished, so we want to add equal amounts of water and flour. So we'll add 75 grams of water and 75 grams of flour. That will give us 300 grams of working starter. We'll zero this out. That's pretty close. We'll zero this out. We'll put in 76 grams of flour. Okay. And now we can just mix her up. We'll have our working starter in a nice clean container. Okay, and now we can just loosely put our regular lid on and come back in a few hours and see what kind of growth we have.